You going to jail now? You going to jail now? Oh, Robson Conceicao. He files a complaint. He lodges it against Oscar Valdez of Canelo team. Payday, you want payday. I know that. And the WBC for obvious reasons. We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned to this video. Boom. Yeah, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys smash the like button for the latest and greatest in all things boxing. I am the king of that. We got more to talk about. I've been telling y'all about this Robson Conceicao Oscar Valdez situation. And listen, before every sunny day, there's some dark skies and some dark clouds. And before we get there in boxing, it's the same thing. Now, I think old media felt that this would go away. I think the WBC thought this story would go away, but no. I think people have reached that limit and that breaking point where they're like, nah, the change gonna come. And people need to see that change. You guys see the pictures from the fight that I've illustrated for you. These are screen caps from the fight. Oscar Valdez's face looked like bloody murder. Like he said Candyman's name 5 times. You see the fight picture directly above me. Oscar Valdez's face looks beat up. This is when they announced him as the winner. It doesn't look like the face of a champion, not just because of the markings, but look at Robson Conceicao in the back, and he has his hands up like he had a brilliant performance. He really thought he won. Meanwhile, Oscar Valdez looks like, you know, Drake in Marvin's Room. That nigga that you love so bad, I know you in. He looked like he listened to Drake's whole album, Certified Lover Boy, and got broken up with. He doesn't look confident. It is what it is. And now it's going down from sugar to boom. Mike Coppinger of ESPN says Robson Conceicao has filed a complaint with the WBC in his controversial loss to Valdez. His manager, Sergio Battarelli, tells ESPN among the grievances, the judging, the officiating, and of course the drug fiasco. I will put the link in the description so you guys can read that article in its entirety. It is not looking good for the WBC right now. The WBC, they know they did wrong. They allowed Oscar Valdez to continue to compete, breaking their own rules. They broke their own rules. Oscar Valdez, he told you on camera, I signed up for VADA. I'm the one that requested VADA. Per VADA rules, he failed a doping test with phentermine in his system. How was he allowed to fight? I guess we'll never know. And then I got more videos coming. So you guys, listen, you guys got to subscribe to the channel. I'm the best at this. I've been doing it long. I don't need no practice. Practice? Y'all talking about practice? I'm like Allen Iverson when it comes to these videos. So it's just a bad look. WBC looks extremely bad. I got videos coming because this is the stuff in boxing that hurts boxing. Luckily for boxing fans, we got some good fights coming up. Joshua Usyk, then Wilder versus Fury. Today it was just announced Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford, and that's a WBO title fight. So there's some things you guys got to keep your head up. Check out my video on Terrence Crawford Porter. I dropped at least 2 videos earlier. This is why you guys got to follow the greatness on the channel for the latest and greatest. But regarding Oscar Valdez, it's a terrible look. Now you got Robson Conceicao. I made a video too about his statement. His statement, Robson Conceicao said, I beat you despite you having failed a drug test. I'm the rightful victor in the particular fight. And you also had Stephen Blair, a WBC appointed judge who was forced to apologize. I see a lot of people giving him credit. I'm not giving him credit for apologizing because, one, you shouldn't have had that scorecard in the first place. Second, Stephen Blair, why did it take, listen, I got questions in the game of boxing. How come people don't apologize until Ego make these videos? Then they would. So the apology, I might have accepted it if they, one, gave Robson Conceicao the belt because he's the rightful champion for multiple reasons. He beat Valdez. He statistically beat him. He physically, markings and wear and tear beat him. And he didn't fail a drug test. So there's that. Second, I'm not giving credit for Stephen Blair. Y'all could do whatever y'all want, but we standing up for boxing. I'm not giving him credit for that. You know why? Because one, you shouldn't have had the scorecard that you had. The scorecard you had was horrible. It was egregious. So how did you even arrive at that? Then, to me, it's like when your parents make you apologize to your sibling, and you don't want to apologize. You just apologizing because you want to go back outside, or your parents force you to apologize, but you really not sorry. You sorry you got caught, right? I'm sorry, and it's half-hearted. That's how I took the Stephen Blair apology. To me, it didn't seem legit. I don't know if he wrote that. I don't know if someone wrote it for him, and they trying to make the situation better, but the right person still don't have the belt, and the apology was half-hearted. He started blaming the cameramen and camera crew and photographers and his vantage point and the loud crowd noise. That's cap. If you listen, you should not be judging any professional fight and be getting paid for it. One, if you can't see, half of your job is seeing. That's like me going to the DMV and trying to get a driver's license, and the person don't know how to drive that's testing me. You're not good at your job. How are you going to critique my driving if you're not effective and you can't effectively do your job? You need glasses, but you're not wearing them, so you can't see. You know what I mean? You're not following the rules, and you trying to tell me, how to drive. It doesn't make sense. So I didn't like the apology. It mean nothing to me because the rightful person didn't get the belt. But beyond that, it seemed half-hearted because he had cop-outs. He was like, I've judged 200 fights and fights in Tokyo and Australia. None of that matters. None of that matters because if you had that much experience, then you should be less inclined to make an egregious mistake. So we know what it is. We know it's politics. We know it's cap. We know the stuff doesn't make sense. And now they're not running from this. They're not getting away from it. Robinson Conceicao files a formal complaint in his controversial loss to Valdez. It says, Robson Conceicao has filed a complaint with the WBC following his UD defeat to Oscar Valdez Friday, Tucson. His manager, Sergio, tells us, ESPN. Among the grievances, the officiating, I agree with him, the judging, and the fact that Valdez was allowed to retain his title despite testing positive for a banned sub, intermine, right? The WBC uses VADA for his clean boxing program. VADA lists that particular thing, fent, a stimulant, as a banned substance. Oh, man. Regardless, the WBC allowed Oscar Valdez to take the title fight, retain his title, and the Pascual Yaqui tribe commission let him fight. The fight was closely contested. Conceicao, and look, you took an undefeated man. You see right there, the man was undefeated before this, and now it looks like he lost. See, boxing doesn't care about stuff like that, but I do. Imagine you should have an unblemished record, and then all of a sudden, you got this ugly one by your fight, and most people that watched the fight and weren't biased and weren't drunken members in the crowd didn't think he won. And the statistics show you that he didn't win, right? But now you got to have a blemished record. And guys like Robson Conceicao and Gabe Rosado and guys like that, they always get the short end of the stick because now it looks like they took all these losses and they really didn't. It says in control over and Michael Fox, he's another person where it looks like he lost, but he really didn't lose. So his record shows something different. So now it looks like Michael Fox lost 2 fights in a row when everyone felt he beat the dude from Venezuela. Anyway, it says the first 5 rounds before Valdez rallied, one judge, Stephen Blair, turned in a 117-110. That's the guy that apologized in favor of Valdez. The other two had a closer fight. And what's up with these discrepancies? How did one person out of a panel of 3 see this wide scorecard, and at least these people had the dignity to have the fight scorecards closer? So it's like, why would there be, if we all are trained up judges and we've all taken the e-courses or whatever training you have to allegedly do to be a boxing judge, how is it that the interpretation of fights are so vastly different in a lot of these fights? Come on, man. Blea, who scored just 3 rounds for Conceicao, was horrible. He released a statement, which I talked about, blah, blah, blah. Bottarelli pointed out there wasn't a single round where Conceicao was outlanded by Valdez. Notice this is the same thing that I told you. There's not, in a 12-round fight, Oscar Valdez, I have the CompuBox. I can prove all this. I'm ready to back up every word I'm saying. Like Muhammad Ali. There wasn't a single round where Oscar Valdez outlanded Conceicao, which is what I told you, and now you hear Conceicao's people tell you the same thing. It's cap, bro. It's over. It's over. It is over for old media. Told you. You can't make stuff make sense because you want it. Look, I got receipts. I got receipts for the whole game. If the whole game want receipts, seek and you shall find. Ask and you shall receive. Look, total punches. Round 1, Valdez landed 7, Conceicao 9. Round 2, Valdez 4, Conceicao 14. So not only is Valdez landing 4, Conceicao is like tripling it, more than tripling it, 14-4. Round 3, Valdez landed 6 punches, and Conceicao more than doubled it, landed 13. 7-15, 4-16, 12-16, and so on and so forth. And Conceicao threw more. So, it's over. The man says, Conceicao's PR dude or whatever says it's a joke. This guy is not qualified to judge a world title fight. Amen. Shout out to him. Shout out to Bottarelli. Man, y'all getting battered severely. Who appointed him? This is all a effing mess. It's an effing joke. Why do you need a drug test if guys can run over when it's good for them? He added. It's not fair. It's really not fair. I hope Suleiman considers my complaint. In Brazil, all the press is talking about this. It's hard. Oh, man. Oh, link in the description. It's over. I told you, this is what happens when you mess with Ego's army. We gonna get to the bottom of it. We gonna get to the nitty gritty. We gonna get to the truth. It's looking bad for Oscar Valdez and Canelo team and the WBC and Top Rank and ESPN because this is what they allowed on their watch. And that's the reality of it. And that's the skinny of it. No matter how much you try to help a fighter, it's like Floyd said, they can't fight for you. He can't fight for you. The crowd can't fight for you. The WBC couldn't fight for Oscar Valdez. No matter what they tried, they couldn't prevent his face from looking like chopped liver after the fight. They couldn't stop that. Look at his face. He won the fight, huh? Just from the face, from the facial test, he won the fight. He looks confident after a brilliant performance. This is confidence you guys are seeing. WBC can't help you. This judge, he can't help you. Nobody can help you. Digital Mob, stay on this. Make sure. So, and it looked like he missed weight at the scale, and unfortunately, there's no camera pointed at the actual scale and the weight. So we just have to take their word that he finally made it after being on the scale for a minute, and then they didn't call his weight. So he doesn't look happy with his performance. He doesn't look confident. And now they have lodged a complaint against the WBC, and we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys posted. It's a bad look. The WBC, this is why you don't break your own rules. Stay tuned. I got more. I'm going to stay on top of this. I got so much more to say, and I'll save it for another video. Subscribe, watch some of the other videos I'm out. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.